In a world searching for gaming knowledge comes the man, the myth, a legend in his own mind, Critical.
Welcome back, guys and gals. Critical here. Today I'm bringing an episode of Last Epoch. Now, this is the Kickstarter week, and this is the Kickstarter build, and as you can tell, the graphics have been improved. And we are playing a female tune, the Void Knight, and I'm calling this Mistress of the Void. So, what kind of skills does this tune have? Well, the only one you have to begin with is Vengeance, okay? But they have a spin to win, it's called Tempest. You can do a hammer throw, which is what you think it is, you're throwing a hammer. Shield rush, you have to have a shield and you rush and you cause damage with that. A racing strike is pretty cool. It's an overhead kind of void damage burst. I'll show it to you. Volatile reversal, something we're going to be using. It turns back time. If I could turn back, no, I'll stop. It turns back time, throws you back a couple seconds, heals you, gives you your health back, and moves you back 2 seconds. With nodes, you can do more things, but it's pretty cool. We're not going to use all the points into that. We'll get it to level 20, but we're only going to use, I think, 10 or 11 or 12 points. It's something I had done some testing, and most of it I don't like, but just parts of it that I do. Devouring Orb is pretty strong, but very costly. The Anomaly will send an enemy forward in time by 4 seconds. I've never actually tried it. I want to look at it. Sunder is kind of like you slash in a full circle around the character. Okay, it's okay. It's good if you have a lot of smaller mobs around you. But for me, I'd be using a racing strike anyways. Abyssal Echoes is kind of like you slam the ground, and these echoes from the void do damage. Shield throw is exactly what it sounds. You summon a void shield and throw it. You don't actually throw your shield. And Ravaging Aura is an aura of void damage that's like a circle of void nastiness that you put around you, and it causes a lot of damage. Oh, it causes a little bit of damage, but very quick. Now, the more that you improve your void damage, you can buff that, if I understand it correctly. But for right now, we're going to put Vengeance as our main attack. Basically, this is what it sounds like. It's a riposte. When the enemy attacks, if they hit you, you instantly attack back with a strong void strike. And that's what it looks like. Nice little purple animation to it. Let's get going. So Kickstarter starts tomorrow. This will go up on Monday, which is the 16th, and Tuesday the 17th, the Kickstarter will be live. Do not miss your chance to get in early on this game. This is definitely one to keep an eye out on, at least in my opinion. Now, Riker did do a stream on it. I don't know if he's going to do any videos. Now, you can see that purple slash? That's me attacking with my Vengeance. And right now, it's not very powerful, but trust me, this character will get powerful in the future. Level 2. Now we've unlocked our spin to win. And like most spinning tunes, that's what we're looking at. And that is going to be one of our probably our main attack for this run. There are some other abilities that I like, but I figured for this first one, we would go with a tried and true, the spin to win style build. But it's going to have a little... stop hitting me. There'll be some little tweaks and stuff that I do to it. It's not going to be the only skill that I use, but it'll be probably... a majority of my damage will be done by it, though. I mean, it's too juicy. You have to use it. Die. Now, I'm not the first one to put a video out on the spin to win. All right, I'm not going to say that I made this up, but I do it differently than the other videos that I've seen. I've watched somebody else's, and I kind of see where they were going, but I felt like what I was doing was a little bit, at least for my playstyle, it worked a lot better. But once again, just my playstyle. I will tell you, having played through the game on this class, that, and I would say that's any class that has a particular damage style, meaning if your character is heavy on holy damage, which they haven't even put into the game yet, but if you're a holy damage character innately, then you should want to equip stuff that gives you holy damage. Well, for void damage, it's a Doom Blade, and I do have one waiting for me at the stash. Without the Doom Blade, I was doing okay damage, decent damage. I survived, but it wasn't, enough. Let me show you what the hammer throw looks like. And like Thor's hammer, it comes back to you. It does a good amount of damage. You could play this game with this class and do nothing but this. I think my biggest problem with this spell is the fact that it locks you in place. You can't move and use it. So it's a spammable ability that you can't really spam and move, which sucks. Tempest, though, it allows you to move around. Now, my first point, here's just what I'm going to be doing with the build. First, I'm going to do it long reach. All right, it increases my area of an effect. Very important. I'm going to be using two-handed weapon. Doom Blades are two-handed weapons. So I'm going to go Reckless Combatant, which increases my damage if I'm not using a shield. I'm going to go this node. I'm not even going to try to... Well, it's Zweihander. I think that's correct. And 50% increased area of effect while not using a shield. I'll do that twice. And then I'll be putting the rest of my points in Unbound Storm, Draining Assault. This lowers the amount of mana it takes to use the ability, but increases the damage. This drains 1 additional mana and increases damage even more. And then if there's anything left over, I think there's 1 or 2 points, Void Spiral, which gives me additional void damage. If I'm going to be doing a damage type, I should buff that damage type. That's how I see it. Now, I did get Shield Rush. You cannot use Shield Rush without a shield. I happen to have one. I'm going to show you that because I like Shield Rush. It was a really cool spell. I was messing with it. Maybe later on I'll do a build on the Shield Rush. But let me show you what the Shield Rush looks like. Come here. Now, it's taking a lot of mana right now. Let me get my mana back up. And what's cool is you can do these short charges. And it does a huge amount of damage, but I use it on mana. Now, you'll notice that all my skills seem to have reset, where they all kind of turn purple there for a second. Oh. I need a second to take that out, put that in. Spin to win! Come here, die! Oh, big boy. Now he's got me bleeding. Now you can heal when you're spinning to win, which I think is a little overkill. Now the hammer throw is nice here because you'll hit them twice. Each hammer goes through, hits on the way out, hits on the way back, which is actually pretty nice. Once again, you could do an entire run through, but if I use up all my mana, that's a good way to show that. I'll spin until I'm completely out of mana. Come on. And then I'll do a hammer throw. You see how everything went purple for a second? You can go into negative mana now, but it takes longer for you to get it back. Well, I think it's about the same amount of time, but you can't do anything else mana-wise, spell-wise, until you get that, until you've gotten that mana back. It comes in important when you're using like something that's using a lot of mana, so you can cast it when you need it. And the developers have been really hard at work. Oh, shift click is a thing. All right, so I'm holding the shift button and a right mouse button, and I can shift and sell stuff, and you can shift and buy stuff just as well, which is really nice. I'm going to sell that. Get rid of the stuff I don't want. Because I have better. I hope I have better. Alright, Doomblade. Put the boots on. Now, this isn't all the greatest stuff. I'll show you the really nice items. I'll point those out for you. I'm not going to put any epics on right now. If I find something, then I'll put it on. These are just... that might be a nice one to put on. We'll put that on for now. Alright, so what's up with the gear? The first thing, this Jade Amulet. I made this amulet from a blue. I think the only thing it had was the health regeneration, and I was able to get critical strike and void damage on there pretty high, which is nice. My Doomblade, I had to work on this for a bit to get a nice critical strike chance and void damage on it, but you'll see that the Doomblade itself already has +9 melee void damage built into it. So everything, all my void damage buffs affects the sword, which is why it's so important to have something like that. I was also able to get void damage on a ring, which is really nice. And I think that was it for my void damage. Yep, that's it. So the more void damage I can boost, it's mainly a glass cannon build that isn't so glass cannony. It's hard to explain, but you'll see as I get into the passive grip, there's some cool stuff I'm going to do. I'm going to be going Harbinger, okay, because Dark Rush, 20% increased void damage. Once again, if I'm going to be doing void damage, I want to buff it, plus movement speed. Unstoppable will get unlocked. I'm going to take that because that's armor and movement speed. Void Essence is nice because it gives you tenacity and increased damage, 10%. And then consumption is, if you have 3 void essences swirling around you and you use a spell that uses 40 mana, 3 void essences are consumed to refund all the mana back, which is nice. And then Dark Rush, which is 5 void damage to attacks and spells per point, increases attack and cast speed by 5% per point. Spin to win, the faster you're spinning, the more damage you're doing, because the more times you're actually hitting. And actually, let me go ahead and get my spells where I want them. Tempest on 4. I guess Hammer Throw on 3 is fine. And I'll drop, I'm not even touching those for now. They'll be erased very soon, trust me, or I'll get rid of them very soon. Ooh. Void damage. I'll grab that. Come here. Now, one thing I didn't pay attention to before when I was running the game is when the red ones, the ones that are going to blow up, when they die, they collapse on the ground. Just move away from them. You don't have to get hit by their explosion. And you can easily do it with this one, since you're spinning and winning. That's what you can get away with. Buff my spin to win. Let's make it use a little less mana and do more damage. Ooh, right through the middle of it. Ooh, he dodged a couple of those. I don't know how you're dodging this giant Doomblade being swung, but congratulations. I really want... I should have gone this way first. But we'll go with Void-Dancer. We'll put 1 point in there. We're going to keep going down until I can get Dark Rush. That'll be the next point I go for. Because movement speed is king. You can already see I'm doing more damage, which is nice. No, see, when they go red and drop on the ground like that, splayed leg, run away. Best thing you can do. No, with those guys. Move. Ouch. Yeah, remember when I said you're supposed to run when they do that? Yeah, gotta pay attention. Come on. There's a nice little big pack over here too that helps. Hopefully we'll get some of those other skills and show you some of the cool stuff at this, out of mana. See, spin to win isn't overpowered because you use up a lot of mana when you're doing it. And you can get yourself killed really quickly that way. Tome of Embers. Critical strike chance. I'll grab that so I can try to pull that off. Point in there. Buff my damage even some more. A pack of doggies. One-on-one vengeance is actually the better skill to use. But when you have multiple enemies, a racing strike. All right, put a racing strike on 3. This is also the skill that you see in the thumbnail of this video. It's a really cool ability. And there's a lot of synergy between the different skills for the Void Knight. You know, using a racing strike, if you make somebody erase, they cause a void. What is it? It's called a Void Nova. Void Rifts. Void Rifts are kind of like a little splash of energy, and that causes damage to that mob and to things around that mob. And there's a lot of skills that can cause that to happen more often. I keep swinging it when I don't need it. Come here. There we go. I just made him erase. Ooh, Shattering Stone. Nice. Alright. Oh, you can shift click into the forge as well, which is nice. Don't use the auto sort. It seems to be bugged. So, you've been warned. And Shatter. I got increased spell damage. Ooh, void damage. Doom Blade. Now, you'll see that I have a 25% chance for a minor fracture. A minor fracture will lock the item, and I can't make it any better. A damaging fracture, I can lose the all of the tiers that all the T's that I've increased. Modifiers. Yes. Now T5 is the highest, so one more void damage on there, and I'll have the highest void damage I can on that for the added part of it, which is nice. And I'm not hitting very hard right now. Trust me, it gets better. It gets a lot better. Just give it time. Looking for void. Okay. Volatile reversal. This is the secondary bread and butter of this build. So let me show you how that works. It's on 2. Okay. So I'm going to spin into win past these guys. Hit 2, and I immediately jump back and I have my mana and my health. But it has a pretty long cooldown. There's some things you can do that lower the cooldown, and we'll look at those later. Come on, come on. See, I mean, it literally does erase the enemies. It's awesome. So it's a magic sort of abilities that this character has, which is actually kind of cool, considering that magic is such a big part of the story in this game, that this is a character that actually uses the void, which I think is what's causing all the magic. I mean, I've never seen an explanation for the background story in this of this game yet, but we'll get one eventually. Devouring Orb. Hold on. Put my point there. There's the orb. Now, if something dies near it, it'll cast off a void circle. Here, I will do that. Okay, do you see those extra ripples of energy? That's the void circle. That was the devouring orb, and it can do a huge amount of damage and has a large area of effect. And once again, there's different things you can do to affect that, to make it even do more damage or have a larger area of effect. All right, I'm gonna wait for my mana to get up again. I'm gonna drop a void circle on him. Come on, die. Ouch, ouch. Doggies of death. That one pair of boots looks pretty good. You know what? For right now, I am going to equip those. Minion. See, I don't have minions. So much minion stuff. Intelligence, endurance. Critical strike chance, though. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to keep my void damage. Critical strike chance. No, I'll stick with what I've got. That looks pretty good. And boom, eraser. Melee void damage. I'll grab that one. Ah, there's something I forgot to show you. Let's go back. I want to show you something. I didn't know about this until I saw Riker do it in his stream. And, you know, in any type of RPG, you always want to talk to everybody. But sometimes there's characters in the world that are just there just to be there. They don't have a purpose. Well, there's a guy here you want to speak to. He actually does have a purpose. This guy will give you a scroll, and it gives you a town portal. Now, once you step through, you can't go back to that area. You can only travel this way. So it's not a two-way yet, but I believe that the guys are going to try to set that up to be something that can be done in the future. All right, so just going to keep the stuff that I have has stuff on it that I want. 2 void damages. For now, that's pretty good. Oh, I hit the portal by accident. I was like, did I just crash the game? No, I hit the portal by accident. And just drop this stuff off. Now I'll have to go back and kill enemies. Oh darn, I have more chance at loot. And I get to kill more mobs. I'm sad. Not. Alright, so there's the anomaly. The one that I haven't tried yet. Alright, so Tempest, or Volatile Reversal. Now, these cause void rifts to form, and it costs more mana, either at the point where you cast it or where you come back. I haven't played with that. For right now, I am just going to do Time Sap, Warped Time, Catching Up, which gives you movement and attack speed, which is very important in the spin build, because you want to spin faster, and this gives it to you right away, which is nice. 1 additional second per point, which is nice because that makes this buff, because these buffs work on the amount of time you go back, you get the buff for. So I'll be taking this wing and this wing, nothing else. Unless, of course, I find out I've been stupid and that the other parts are actually important. To me right now, they're not that important. And there was another, that's right, I wanted to try the anomaly. Oh, I gotta wait for it to regen. I'll take this other stuff on real quick. All right, so this will push them forward 4 seconds, huh? Oh, it takes them out of existence. And then they pop back in. Okay, that could be kind of interesting. I have an idea over here. And is it an area of an effect, or... I wonder. The thing is, they maybe go, We'll work on pseudo boss mobs. All right, clear all these guys out. Oh, it does. Oh, he's back now. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I almost put myself in the middle of it. I'm out of mana. You know what? Disappear for a second. Let me get my mana back. That's actually useful. If I need to make him disappear so I can get my mana back, or reposition, or wait for a... it doesn't take any mana, just have to wait for the recharge. Come here. That's not a nice that's not a bad combination at all. If I learn how to use it better, ooh. Because if I can make the stuff disappear that I don't want, I can take care of the minions and get the boss out of the area. That could be rather overpowering. I'm gonna save that node because I want to put it in Dark Rush. All right, guys and gals. Well, my time's up for today. I've been Critical. This has been Last Epoch. Hope you guys have enjoyed this content. If you have, drop a like, consider subscribing, and remember, tomorrow the Kickstarter starts. Pass it around, make sure everybody knows. We want to make sure that this team gets what they need to give us the game that we want. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.